about the business scorecard. After we have developed a strategy, the business scorecard and strategic maps are a vehicle to translate and communicate the strategy. So on our dashboard, we have a special icon which is connected to the market strategy, which we call Scorecard. If you click on the Scorecard, you see all the scorecards which have been designed so far. So we have the crypto market US and here we have the scorecard which actually shows all the parameters of the strategy. So how is this scorecard derived? So we go to the strategic map. So we have market. So only to show how to get there, markets, and then you search, for instance, market crypto US, and then on market crypto US you have strategic map and scorecard. So we go to the scorecard, to the strategic map, and here you see, I think, a very common strategic map, which is usable for most of the companies. So you see 4 different kind of layers. Layer 1 is the financial layer. It's the financial performance. A lag indicator measures the tangible outcome from the strategy. And usually I think you can have financial perspective of growth strategy, and the objective of growth strategy could be increased revenue. Performance strategy, increased cash flow could be a measure. Productivity strategy, the objective could be increase of margin. The customer perspective is the value proposition who defines actually the source of the value of the company. For instance, customer perspectives could be become the preferred supplier, and the objective would be increase market share, meet, exceed product processes and goals, high on-time project, be a leader in efficiency and quality, have a high product quality kind of objective, secure high service level, and have a high service level as an objective. This has been layer 2, customer perspective. Now we have the performance perspective of processes. The processes create value for customers and shareholders, and usually you have 4 different value-added steps. One is your acquisition performance. It starts from your corporate strategy until your customer strategy, and this is one of the major focus of strategicfrontend.com. And for instance, an objective could be increase sales hit rate as a measure how good you are on acquisition performance. Development performance, which is also covered by strategicfrontend.com, could be achieved budget targets. Operation performance and field performance, really operation performance like low product cost is triggered by ERP systems, and field performance actually I think the same way, like minimizing complaints could be an objective. On aligning intangible assets which drive the improvement in the strategic process, I think is very important layer. It is human capital. For instance, one objective for achieving the strategy could be improvement of customer service skills. Then you have information capital, which, for instance, an objective could be moved to cloud computing, and you have an organizational capital, which means the quality of your organization triggers the achievement of the strategic objectives, could be increased visualization of organization. So this is very typical, how a strategic map looks like. And also you can always add indicators, like here add indicator, then you see name, and this indicator comes from the objectives and measures you have defined and key performance indicators, which comes from the Balanced Scorecard. So this is how you can add an indicator. You also could edit an existing one, like increasing revenue. So you could say, I would say increase of sales, and save. So you have here increase of sales. So you are very flexible to customize this strategic map, which is, I think, very helpful communicating the strategy to all the people in the organization. So behind this strategic map is, if you want, a scorecard. The scorecard itself has also these 4 levels, like sales, market development, process, people skills, and here you have the discussion, how to measure what are the key performance indicators, for achieving the different targets you have seen on the strategy map. And of course, you can edit. So every of this, and also I think create actual data, so that you have also the monitoring perspective of this scorecard. So in this one, the first thing is you say what is the month, the year, and for instance also the weights of the 4 different things. You can also change, the evaluation of the weight of these 4 levels of the scorecard. Here you have the actual numbers, you have the target for 2010, which comes out of the strategic plan, and here actually I think you have the monthly update, and also I think the forecast for 2010, depending on the actual data, and it indicates you very early on, so for every month of the year, whether if you continue in this way, you will achieve the targets or not. So the green thing is, of course, you are above target, which is good. The red one is, if you continue this way this year, you will not achieve the yearly target of the strategy. And the yellow one, it's a little bit below, but you have to watch it so very carefully. And here you have the overall assessment of this kind of scorecard. So what you have is now a very clear picture of the strategy, very easy to communicate on one page with the strategic map, and behind it you have the scorecard, which actually I think describes your objectives, your measures, and also the key performance indicators. And if you want to add one, you can always add one here, user defined. It asks you for the perspectives, it's sales, market development. You can give the name, the unit, like currency, pieces, or percent, and the goals, are in 4 categories. You want to maximize a certain key performance indicator, minimize, have a relative max and a relative minimum. Then actually you can create, this is how you add actually I think new kind of key performance indicators to your scorecard.